Renee Good's Minnesota Ice Watch group shared manual detailing how to fight arrests and launch a Micro-Intifada. Yeah, actually, when you look at the images, it's not just to fight ICE, it's to physically attack them.
Yeah.
Which you can see here the man is doing, and this person is doing. They are physically attacking federal law enforcement. Now, she was trained by them, and what's actually really revealing by this, New York Post already reported she was trained by Ice Watch. Ice Watch instructs people on how to physically assault officers. And now you've got a question over, I guess, intent and state of mind. If this ever were to go to court, I got to tell you, I don't see a reality where this guy can be prosecuted. Even Stephen A. Smith calls Minnesota ice shooting completely justified from a lawful perspective. And that was last week he says this. So what happens when you go before a jury and you say, this one was trained by Ice Watch to physically assault officers? They're going to say, okay. I mean, does that not show a willingness to do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that not terrorism?
Yeah.
Using physical violence to make political movements move forward? I mean, that's terrorism. They're instructing people to commit felonies. Obstruction of federal aid. I mean, look at the diagrams. It's
wild. De-arrest is a shaking off, which say, and this is why they all wear masks and they all look identical. That way, after you de-arrest a person, they can't identify who they were trying to arrest. I mean, sometimes they still can in some way or another, but you know.
The federal government sending 1,000 more ICE agents and DHS agents to Minneapolis, that's the correct response.
Yep.
Like that is there should be more police officers. There should be, because not police officers, but more federal agents, because the local police aren't helping. There were riots all weekend and the local police weren't doing anything to stop it. You know, people are being assaulted because they're trying to film right wingers. Nick Shirley, I think, Cam Higbee, Nick Sorter was assaulted. So the only option you have is to send in more reinforcements, more federal agents. It shouldn't be to actually violate people's rights, but there are plenty of people breaking the law, and all those people that are breaking the law, that are violent, all of them should be put in jail. And the more of them you put in jail, the less of this behavior you'll get.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's kind of imperative. And the Trump administration is doing a good job. Obviously, after the Nick Shirley video, when they flooded in those 3,000 DHS agents, that was the correct decision. Because I think this is like going to define the rest of the Trump administration, what happens last week and then in these next following weeks, is because they absolutely have to set the tone here. I mean, there's no question about it. This is where these leftist agitators will figure out if they're allowed to operate with impunity or not. And it's quite literally, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile.
They
so it's
believe
they're going to. No one's going to stop them.
Yeah, so it's
like the feds aren't going to do anything about it.
Well, I mean, they're sending in, you know, like I said, 3,000 now. Is it 3,000 plus an additional?
No, an additional 1,000, I believe. So
and they are picking up they can't arrest anyone for no reason. They're picking up people that are committing crimes at the smallest level. Like they are getting very tit for tat right now.
Well, I'll give them that. I'll give them that. The riots have been crazy. They've been erupting all day. I don't know if I think I might have a video. I will play this video after this one. That one's a different video. But we've had riots all day, and it's pretty nuts what we're seeing. I don't know if I actually have some of these pulled up. Yeah, check this out. This is Minnesota Today. Tear gas deployed. So apparently what happens is people are stalking these ICE vehicles, and so they just like stop, throw out tear gas, and then keep going.
Yeah.
Who's in this van? There's agents in the van. You got federal agents in the Dodge Caravan here.
Let's jump ahead.
Who they chat was? What had happened up here?
Some asshole jumped out and tried to.
All right. Back there.
Doesn't really seem like much of anything happened. I guess the reporting is that they're being stalked, so they threw tear gas out. But I guess we don't see in this video. I don't know.
I don't know either, but like that's a mild response, right? Throwing tear gas out so that way the people get away from the car. That is not some kind of heavy-handed response. It's like, just get out of here. You know, deterrence, those kind of things. Like, that is perfectly legitimate.
And they're able to go to this level with zero correspondence whatsoever with the local government, because at least during the summer of love, they would establish curfews. They would, issue these orders where you can't go to these certain blocks or whatever. This is not happening. This is literally the feds right now operating completely alone. So the fact that they're able to conduct operations at this level shows a massive difference in how they're approaching this versus 2020.
Civil war.
I mean, it's not a surprise that.
Did you see the head of the Philadelphia Sheriff's Department say this is not real law enforcement and they're going to arrest them, charge them?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What is a civil war? Civil war is when one or more factions is fighting control of a territory or government. And we're at the point now where confidence is shattered. In Minnesota, the fact that ICE driving down the street is being hounded and harassed, they're being treated like an occupying force. These people are making up fake rules, but it doesn't matter because if they believe it, that's the system of government they will follow. So they say things like ICE doesn't have legal authority to stop or arrest a U.S. citizen. They made that up.
Yep.
But that's the law they're going to follow, the one they made up, because what you write on paper doesn't matter if people tell you you're lying and they don't believe what's on your paper. So they've made up this weird reality where ICE can't stop Americans, and that's justification for what they're doing. And you've got people driving in from all across the country to Minnesota to effectively engage in conflict with the federal government. Then you've got local government from the mayor and the governor, up to the governor, saying ICE is illegitimate and they need to leave. And defending the citizens. And you've got, I think it's in Seattle, they're calling on citizens to join the ICE watch groups or the ICE trackers or whatever. The states at the governmental level are lining up against the federal government. Okay, call it whatever you want. But this only goes one direction. When more millennials and Zoomers start getting into office, they're going to ramp things up. And we have seen this from every single liberal personality saying when Democrats get power, they are going to politically massacre the right. They said they're going to arrest Elon Musk. What was that? Who was it? That was Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah.
So the next Democrat needs to campaign on prosecuting Elon Musk. And he didn't say for what. Why? Because Elon Musk didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah, he doesn't.
They're just saying, show trials, kangaroo courts, punish our enemies. And the frail and dainty Republicans say, oh, geez, slow down there, Democrats. And then welcome to the modern era. So I got to say, sorry if I'm pessimistic, but I know it's like beating a dead horse at this point, but getting shot at in the past month and seeing all the violence that we've seen that's escalated, and then to see the right is just basically fighting itself, I'm fairly worried.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have good reason to be. I'll provide the optimistic perspective. I think we had far worse riots in LA initially 4 or 5 months ago, and those were calmed down drastically, and we're still engaging in massive deportation operations there. I think Minnesota, although it's a little bit intense right now, things are going to stop sooner than we think, or at least calm down. I don't think these groups are maybe as big as people think. There's a few demonstrations maybe on the weekend, but it's freezing out there in Minnesota. You also got a bunch of old white liberal hippies. And also, I just saw Jacob Frey, the Minneapolis mayor. He put out a statement saying, listen, like, business owners are starting to complain. People want to get back to their normal lives. We can't keep doing this. So you're going to start to get a backlash from the normal people who actually pull some strings in Minneapolis to say, get your stuff in order here so that we can start making money again. Otherwise, we're going to throw all you out.
Yeah.
I'm also hoping that the reaction to the shooting of Renee Good is that leftists stop trying to commit felonies against federal law enforcement because it goes sideways quickly.
Yeah, there's two components. I mean, because with the LA riots, I mean, the big differentiator between the LA riots and these current ones we're seeing is the LA riots were like exclusively ethnic riots. Like they were like Mexican nationalists basically advocating for California to be reclaimed by Mexico or whatever. Versus this is just people that are defending Somalis for some reason. And the only thing that really they have in common is that they're just against Trump, but there's not like any deeper...
Well, they're against the West too, though.
They're against the West, but there's not like a deep like connection to any of these people. These are all like completely disaffected like freaks for the most part. It's really hard to keep those people motivated because like Tim said, I think that's actually a really good point is when they realize like, oh, there's consequences for like running in ICE officers, maybe I'll tone it down a little bit. Maybe that'll be a little bit of a disincentive to just like completely chimp out every time you're in public.
You think so?
I think so. I really do. I think a lot of these people maybe are ideologues, but I think a lot of these people are cowards and they do realize like, oh, you could die.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the fact that they're handing out, the material showing people how to interfere with ICE, how to basically push back against the government when they're trying to perform their lawful duties. I think that there's more people than probably more than you think, at least, that are there, that are committed, that really want to do this. I mean, look, it's January, right? It's not a surprise to see people out in the streets getting buck wild in June. right? Because
Sure.
it's warm. There's not a lot of, you've got nothing to do or what have you. They'll go out and they'll get wild. In January, you really do need to have people that are at least interested in what's going on beyond, hey, I've got nothing else to do tonight. It's like, it's cold out there. I mean, I know it hasn't been super cold. I think it was in the 40s, like highs in the 40s. But at night it's cold, and that tends to deter people that are just casuals.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.